I'm not a journaling expert by any means. I just journal, and I'm gonna share the importance of journaling in this video. So the first part, I'm gonna be reading off this. So if I look at my hand, I'm just being honest with you. Like I'm, like okay. So it's very accessible, like for real. Like this is $1 at Dollar Tree. This is $10. This is Let me show you. I know this is my first journal. This is the first journal I bought. Okay, this is $10 off Amazon, and I thought I had it. I waited for that journal to come in before I started, and I thought I needed like something. No, I didn't need that. I could have used this. This is the journal I use every day now, because it's just accessible. Like I had to pick this off the floor. These journals have these are old. These are very old. These are like a year and plus old, but these been stuffed in my desk. Like you really it's free to start because you can go to your teacher at school. Can I have a notebook? I don't have an Can I have an extra notebook? She'll be say, yeah, sure. And I'm sure if you ask enough teachers, like you'll eventually get at least one. So you should be straight. And I know you have a notebook in your backpack that you don't use at all, that's almost completely empty. And yeah, it's very accessible. Let's see. Okay, you can get your thoughts on paper. Like something that's helped me out is because like if I have racing thoughts and they just keep on going and over again, I write them down. And it's just like it kind of frees it for like a second. Now it's not like a magic. Like the next day I'm still gonna think about it again, but it does help. And it also helps you get better perspective on it because you write everything down. Like let's say you're going through like a breakup, right? You write everything down and you read it, and you're not really as biased because you're not. It's not all your thoughts because in your mind it's just like set pieces of a puzzle that's scattered around everywhere, and you're trying to put the puzzle together. But when you write it down, you already put the puzzle together. Now you're just reading it. Now you're just admiring the puzzle and trying to get better perspective on it. This helps you get better perspective on the problem. Because if you're like, let's say you're going through sibling troubling, or there's like, let's say there's a problem in your life. Let's say, I don't know, what's a problem? Like, let's say you just have a problem in your life and you write down the situation of what happened and you can better understand what might be triggering it. Or like, oh, this happens when I hang around certain people. And if you journal consistently, like every day, then you can see like, oh, when I'm hanging around Diego, that's when this happens. When I'm on my phone too much, that's when I jack off. You see what I mean? Like, you see what I mean? Like, you get just better understand your environment, your perspective. It brings self-awareness. This is like, I might make this self-awareness is so key. I'm probably, maybe, might make a video about it because it's very important. If you are aware of oneself, like you can have like your social intelligence just like boom, because you're aware of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying that, and I still need to work on that. Sometimes I say some inconsiderate stuff that hurts people's feelings, but like I'm pretty self-aware. Like if I'm doing something wrong, I'm aware of it. So like, and I'm very like to an extent. I'm very conscious. Like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be saying this. And journaling has helped me out with that a lot because you have to be self-aware to write things down because you're putting your thoughts on paper. It's like you're taking it out your mind and putting it out, like it's going from inside to outside. Okay. This kind of goes off that is you can give yourself advice because like, let's say you're going through something. A lot of people, and I would say like you're taking advice from me right now. A lot of people go online to take advice from other people, but I really think for me right now, I don't really look up online for that much advice. I make these videos because it's just things that help me out, and I just want to share that. So like you can give yourself some really good advice. I made a video about it, how to give yourself advice, but journaling is probably the biggest thing that can give you the best advice. That's how I get my advice because I just write down. And a big key, I made a video about this too, like having a council. Man, that's one of the greatest things. I'm gonna talk about this for a little bit because it's very important. Like if you have a council of men, like you call up my friend. I call up my friend Jose. Like, hey, this happened, this happened, this happened. What should I do? He'll tell me, okay. Like I was going through something, And I called up three of my friends. I'm like, okay, this happened. Should I do this? Should I do this? And they gave me all similar answers, just to wait and do your own thing, right? Move on, right? And I went to my church pastor, got another perspective. It was a lot more better. It's more mature, more wise. Put more together, better, and it's just basically the same thing, but more explaining why. And it's really helped me. Like, having a counselor, man, is almost just as important as journaling, because if you have people that are around you that care for you and that can give you some solid advice that's unbiased, that might be better than journaling. But you can do both, so that's amazing too. So let's look at this. Okay, this is the last point. So the video is almost done. It's just you and you. Nobody's gonna see these besides you if you let them. If you put these in a good place, nobody's gonna read them. And even if they do find them, they're not gonna Johnny did this on August 1st, 2023. Oh my gosh, nobody's gonna read everything. The thing, let's say you write something down that your deepest, darkest thoughts. That's only on a couple of the pages. So the odds of them finding that one particular page is just hide it or something just hide it. No one's gonna find it if you hide it. No one's gonna no one really cares. Put it in your drawer. Nobody cares. I leave these out. My sister found this one. Luckily, I didn't write that much in it. I just said I'm struggling with pornography, and she read that. But even then, she doesn't she treats me the same. We straight. So even the worst case scenarios are really not that bad. But I feel like you should hide these, because I have some thoughts in there. If somebody read the whole thing, bro, they gonna have to, not they kill me or anything, but I just don't like my personal thoughts, my unfiltered thoughts out there. That's just normal. That's just human. But I hope you have a good night. How everybody is blessed. Praise be to God.